Hauron. 8 languages. Hauron. An Egyptian statue of Hauron in the form of a falcon protecting the pharaoh Ramesses II. Depicted as a child. Egyptian Museum, Cairo. Name in hieroglyphs. 1. Major cult center Giza. This article is about the ancient god. For the dance, see Hauron. For the region, see Hauron. Hauron, Hauron II or Hauron III, from Egyptian. Hwrwn, was an ancient Egyptian god worshipped in Giza. He was closely associated with Harmachis, with the names in some cases used interchangeably, and his name as a result could be used as a designation of the Great Sphinx of Giza. While Egyptologists were familiar with Hauron since the 19th century, his origin was initially unknown, and only in the 1930s it was established that he originated outside Egypt. Today it is agreed that he was the Egyptian form of a god worshipped in Canaan and further north in the city of Ugarit, conventionally referred to as Hauron. Ugaritic. Hrn, Hrn 4 or Hra with Macron n5, in scholarship. In the Ugaritic texts, Hauron appears as a deity associated with magic and exorcisms. This role is also attested for him in Egypt and in Phoenician sources from the 1st millennium BCE. The best known text focused on him is KTU 1.100, often interpreted as a myth, in which the Ugaritic sun goddess Shaphash implores him to help Phlt, a figure of unknown character troubled by snakes. He is also well attested in incantations. However, his name does not appear in any offering lists from this city, and it is assumed his importance in Ugaritic religion was minor. In the 1st millennium BCE, Hauron continued to be worshipped in Egypt, but his cult also spread through the Mediterranean, and he is attested in Phoenician and Punic sources from as far west as Sardinia. In the Hebrew Bible he is referenced in toponyms such as Beth Horon. The last source to mention him is a Greek 2nd century BCE inscription from Delos referring to his worship in Jamnia. Name edit. The spellings Hauron 6-7 and Hauron are both in use in modern Egyptological publications. 8.2. Primary sources indicate there might have been no single agreed upon orthography of the name in Explore our developer-friendly HTML to PDF API printed using PDF Crowd HTML to PDF. Hauron's name inscribed on a statue of Ramesses II as child. Together with the falcon-shaped Hauron, 1290–1223 BCE, New Kingdom, 19th dynasty. Ancient Egyptian scribal circles. 9. While the god was known to modern researchers since Franz Wachebus published a translation of the Harris Magical Papyrus in 1860, only in the 1930s it became possible to establish that he originated outside Egypt. 10. While based on the Ugaritic texts, where the theonym is rendered as Hrn, Ugaritic, it should be vocalized as either Hirnu 4 or Hra with Macron n, the spelling Hauron, which is based on the later Phoenician form of the name, is commonly employed in scholarship pertaining to the worship of Hauron in the north. 5. A further spelling found in literature is Hauron. 3. It has been proposed that the name is related the root hwr present in Semitic languages 11 and that it might mean the deep one. 12. Similarities to the Arabic word hor, referring to the bottom of a well or a broad depression, 12 and to Hebrew hor, cave or hole, have been pointed out, though according to Nicholas Wyatt the fact that in Ugaritic the cognate is written r rather than hr might cast doubts over this etymology. 13. An alternate proposal is that the name is a cognate of Arabic Hauron, falcon. 13. The early view that it might reflect the ethnonym Uri, Hurrian, is no longer considered credible. 13. Character edit. The main sources of information about Hauron's character are magical texts from Ugarit, Egypt, and Arslan Tash. 14 Earliest theories about his character were formed by William F. Albright, but they have been since deemed conjectural and speculative. 10. The Ugaritic texts indicate that he was chiefly associated with exorcisms and magic. 15 In a single passage, he is addressed as a HBR, M, most likely to be understood as a term referring to a specialist in the field of magic comparable to Mesopotamian Mamu or Ipu, translated into English as spellcaster by Ika Ramauni. 16 The craftsman god Kother. WA cases could be described in a similar way. 17 A further Ugaritic figure whose role has been compared to Hauron's is Shati-Ketu. 18 Interpreted either as a minor goddess or another type of supernatural being, a healing genie or an entity comparable to an angel or golem, associated with exorcisms. 19. The Egyptian papyrus Harris mentions Hauron in a role similar to that he plays in Ugaritic texts, invoking him to render a wolf harmless with the help of Anat and a third deity, identified as either. Explore our developer-friendly HTML to PDF API printed using PDF Crowd HTML to PDF. Arsafis or Ray Shepf depending on the translation. 20 Elsewhere he occurs as a healing deity. 1. He was also invoked to protect fields, and in this capacity has been referred to as a shepherd. 20. Richard H. Wilkinson proposes that Egyptians associated with the deserts, and considered him a god of herdsmen and other people who wandered through this environment. 21 Jacobus van Dijk concluded that he was understood as a god of the desert capable of protecting people and livestock from the animals inhabiting it. 22 George Hart has characterized him as an earth god. 1. Disputed aspects edit. George Hart argued that Hauron's character was ambivalent, and asserted in particular that his association with a tree of death in a single text he identifies as Canaanite designates him as a god of doom. 1. The term SMT, translated as tree of death 23 or deathly tree, is present in the Ugaritic text KTU 1.100 in a description of plants gathered by Hauron, but the passage according to Wilfred G. E. Watson should be understood as a recipe for a cure for snakebite and lists ordinary plants, though he notes the precise identification of individual names remains disputed. 24 He does not list the deathly tree among the terms he considers to be the names of specific plants. 24. Dennis Pardee argues the passage reflects use of wood in exorcisms, and since one of the plants mentioned according to him is the date palm, it might indicate that Hauron was believed to travel eastwards to Mesopotamia to gather plants typical for this area. 23 He additionally suggests this might be a nod to perception of Mesopotamian apotropaic magic as particularly efficient. 23. Suggestions that KTU 1.100 portrays Hauron in a negative light, presenting him as the god of black magic, master of evil demons, can also be found elsewhere in literature, but Gregorio del Almolite notes that this view is surprising due to his portrayal as an effective helper in this composition. 25. It is a matter of dispute among researchers if Hauron was also associated with the underworld, with some authors, such as Nicholas Wyatt, voicing support for this assumption. 26 While others, for example Manfred Krebernickte, do not consider it to be conclusively proven. 5 Wyatt's argument rests on the assumption that the term designating Hauron's dwelling in the Ugaritic texts, MSD, in KTU 1.100 written as MSDH, which is possibly a directional form, a possessive one, or both at once, refers to a location in the underworld. 26 Similar argument has been by Udo Ritterswerden. 20 The Term MSD is often translated as either fortress or steppe, though neither possibility is regarded as certain. 27. It also occurs in an Ugaritic ritual text pertaining to a group of deities known as Ga-Arma, dual, or Ga-Arma, plural. 28, which seemingly included the moon god Yaruk, the sun goddess Shaypash and the god Ga-Aru, but the context does not provide any additional hints about its meaning. 29. Possible early attestations. Edit. Explore our developer-friendly HTML to PDF API printed using PDF Crowd HTML to PDF. It has been argued that a theophoric name from Mari, Arinabi, might invoke Orin, and therefore can be translated as Orin is father. 30. While assertions that he appears in multiple names from this city can be found in literature, 3. According to Ichiro Nakata's survey of old Babylonian Mariot theophoric names, only a single person bearing one invoking him is attested in known documents. 31. The Mariot name has been used as an argument for also reconstructing names of 2 roughly contemporary Canaanite kings attested in texts from Saqqara as theophoric names invoking Orin, though this remains speculative. 32. In the past it was believed that the logogram Dinin.urta, found in a total of 4 passages in the corpus of the Amarna letters, might correspond to Orin, but this view has been challenged in 1990 by Nadav Naaman. 33. He points out that his character was not similar to Mesopotamian Ninurta, and additionally that he is entirely absent from theophoric names from Ugarit and other late Bronze Age sites, unlike the deity represented by this logogram. 34. He proposed that it should be understood as a logographic representation of the name of the goddess Anat instead. 35. This proposal subsequently found support from other researchers, including Peggy L. Day, who extends its scope to Dinin.urta in documents from MR as well. 36. And Michael P. Streck, who only considers it applicable to Canaan and the Kingdom of Amaru. 37. Ugaritic attestations. Edit. It is assumed that Orin was not a high-ranking god in the local pantheon of Ugarit, and he is entirely absent from offering lists from this city. 34:12 He is best attested in incantations against snake bite. 25 One example is KTU 1.82, in which both the god himself and his nameless servants appear alongside a selection of figures presumed to have negative characters in this context, including Resheph, Mot, and Tunanu. 15 A further text of this type is KTU 1.107, where Hauron is paired with El and alongside him opens a list of deities implored to remove poison, which includes the pairs Baal and Dagon, Anat and Ashtart, Yaruk and Resheph, Adar and Adapar, Z is Zuwa, Kamayu, Shahar and Shalim, as well as Milku, Kother Wa Kasis and Shaypash, the last 3 listed individually. 38 He is also mentioned in KTU 1.169, presumed to be a compilation of various protective incantations against witchcraft. 25 In this text, he is asked to expel various malevolent sorcerers. 39. Myths and Paramythological texts. Edit. Hauron is mentioned in the text KTU 1.100, 40 whose genre is disputed, with individual authors classifying it as a charm against serpents, an incantation, a myth, 41 or a paramythological composition. 23 He appears in it in association with a figure named MPHL-PHLT 40 or simply PHLT, whose character, divine, human or equine, is uncertain, 42 and who is not attested in any other Ugaritic texts. 43 While attempts have been made to identify her as one of the principal goddesses of Ugarit, for example Atharat, 44 by the early 2000s such proposals were no longer regarded as explore our developer-friendly HTML to PDF API printed using PDF Crowd HTML to PDF plausible. 43 Gregorio del Almolid assumes she should be understood as a distinct goddess. Possibly one also associated with a similar sphere of activity as Hauron and thus comparable to Mesopotamian Ningarima or to Iera. 45 Denis Pardee presumes that she should be understood as an equid whose origins are cosmological. 43. The equine identification is also supported by Wilfred G. E. Watson 24 and Theodore J. Lewis. 18 Steve A. Wiggins notes that her name might be related to Akkadian terms pertaining to horses. 42. The text consists of a series of appeals to various deities, followed by the intervention of Hauron and a marriage proposal he makes. 43 While snakes are mentioned by Phlt, and it agreed that the text pertains to her trouble with these animals, there is no direct reference to a snake bite occurring. 46 The deity who asks the other members of the Ugaritic pantheon for help on Phlt's behalf is Shapash, the sun goddess. 47 While Phlt addresses her as her mother, it is not certain if this statement reflects her actual genealogy or if it simply designates her as an authority figure. 48. The deities invoked are Baal, Dagon, Anat, paired with Ashtart, Yaruk, Reshaph, Ashtart, on her own, Z is Zuwa Kamayu, Milku, Kother Wa Casus, and the pair Shahar and Shalim, 49 all of them invoked from their cult centers, some of them located close to Ugarit, Mount Safan, other on Crete, in Anatolia, Bibita, or Upper Mesopotamia, Tudel, Mari. 50 They all prove to be ineffective. In this situation, 51 and it takes the intervention of Hauron to solve the problem. 25 He uses a variety of plants he gathered, presumably to deal with venom. 52 It is not certain if the marriage proposal is necessarily aimed at Phlt, though this view is supported by most translators of this text, with only a minority arguing that its target is instead Shapash. 53. A curse invoking Hauron appears both in the Baal cycle, KTU 1.2.1.78, and in the Epic of Kiret. KTU 1.16.6.54-57. 54 Most likely it was a fixed formula which was not composed specifically for these works of literature. 55 It is similar in both cases, and can be translated as May Hauron break your head, Ashtart name of Baal your skull, though the targets are different, in the former case. A deity presumed to be Baal curses his adversary, the sea god Yam, while in the latter the eponymous king curses his son Yasibu. 54 It is not known why Ashtart is mentioned alongside Hauron in this context, and the translation of the phrase specifying her relation to Baal, tentatively translated by Theodore J. Lewis and a number of other researchers as face, is also uncertain. 15. In neither of these texts Hauron plays any role after being invoked in a curse. 55. Egyptian reception edit. Hauron is one of the best attested deities of Levantine origin who came to be worshipped in ancient Egypt. 56 It is presumed that his cult was introduced from Canaan, but more detailed reconstruction of its early development is not presently possible. 57 His earliest cult center was Giza. The exact date of his introduction is not known, though he already appears on a stela of a certain mess, possibly to be dated to the reign of Thutmose III, as well as on foundation tablets from the local Temple of Harmachis. 58 This would indicate that his arrival was contemporary with the introduction. Explore our developer-friendly HTML to PDF API printed using PDF Crowd HTML to PDF. The Great Sphinx of Giza. Of other deities of similar origin, namely Reshaph and Ashtart, into the local pantheon of Memphis. 59. Evidence for both royal and private worship of Hauron is available. 57 However, no accounts of clergy dedicated to him or to Hauron, or Hauron Harmachis, are available, with the exception of an Isolate reference to a certain pay, a grain measurer in his service, which is considered difficult to reconcile with the large number of available sources documenting the daily life of ancient Giza. 60. While it is known that he did receive offerings like other deities, further features of his official cult are therefore difficult to ascertain. 60. The limestone doors of a building from the reign of Tutankhamun located in the proximity of the Great Sphinx refer to the pharaoh as the beloved of Hauron. 61. Seti I dedicated a stela depicting him during a hunt and praising his military accomplishments to Hauron Harmaches. 61. During the reign of Ramesses II, the cult of Hauron is attested outside Giza for the first time, specifically in Deir el-Medina and possibly also in Pi. Ramesses. 57. A reference to Hauron of Lebanon has been identified in the inscription on a sphinx from the Ramesside period from Tel el-Maskuta to 11. Associations with local deities. Edit. In Egyptian context, Hauron came to be associated with Harmaches. 2. The modern spelling of this theonym is a Hellenized form of Hermakath, Horus in the horizon. 62. This god was associated with the Great Sphinx of Giza, referred to with his name from the period of the New Kingdom on. 63. The name of Hauron himself could also be used as a designation for this monument. 7. While it was initially assumed that only foreigners referred to it by this name, Christian Zivikosh argues that this view should be abandoned, as based on names of individuals mentioned in documents using this designation they were either Egyptian, or at least Egyptianized to such a degree they used Egyptian personal names and titles. 64. Richard H. Wilkinson does consider it possible that it was initiated by workmen from outside Egypt present in the area, but he also proposes that it might be rooted in a hitherto unknown mythological connection. 21. According to Zivikosh, the scope of the connection between Hauron and Harmaches was unique and it should be considered a distinct phenomenon from the other instances of adoption of northern deities in Egypt. 59. The names Hauron Harmaches and Hauron Harmaches could be used interchangeably to designate the same deity. 6. A personal prayer of a certain Kruef uses the formula Harmaches in his name of Hauron, and implores the god to grant him a long life, reassuring him that he will follow his ka, remain faithful. 64. The reasons behind the partial conflation remain uncertain, as the character of Harmaches shows no apparent similarities to Hauron. 64. Explore our developer-friendly HTML to PDF API printed using PDF Crowd HTML to PDF. On amulets from Deir el-Medina, Hauron instead appears alongside Shed, and according to Jacobus van Dijk seemingly could be identified with him in this area, as evidenced by use of double names Hauron Shed and Shed Hauron. 11. Iconography. Edit. It was the norm in ancient Egyptian art to depict foreign deities in the same manner as native ones, with attributes reflecting their individual character and position in the pantheon rather than their origin. 65. Hauron could be depicted either as an armed man 21 or as a falcon, 66 possibly due to the phonetic similarity of his name to that of Horus. 64-67. This form has no forerunner in earlier iconography of any deities from the Levant. 68. A famous example from Egypt is a statue which shows the avian Hauron protecting Ramesses II, in this case shown as a child. 59. It is assumed that he served as one of the tutelary deities of this pharaoh. 8. As Hauron Harmaches he could also be depicted in various forms, while that of a sphinx was typical. A Horus-like falcon form is known. 2. 69. A stela showing the latter form is presently in the collection of the Egyptian Museum in Cairo. 70. First millennium BCE attestations. Edit. In the first millennium BCE, the worship of Hauron apparently spread across the Mediterranean. 20. His character in the Phoenician and Punic sources resembles that described in the Ugaritic texts. 71 Only a single Phoenician theophoric name invoking him, Bdhwrn, is known. 12 Its bearer is mentioned on a seal of unknown provenance dated to the 8th or 7th century BCE. 71a Phoenician amulet from Arslan Tash mentions Hauron, whose command is perfect, and his 7 concubines, the 8 wives. 20. However, it has been called into question if this object is authentic. 72 He also appears in a Punic inscription from Antaz on Sardinia dated to the 6th or 5th century BCE, which mentions that statuettes representing him and the healing god Shadrapha could be offered in the local temple of the god Sid. 71. In the Hebrew Bible, Hauron is mentioned in the toponym Beth Horon, Hebrew, Joshua 16:3, 5, House of Hauron. 3. The name apparently refers to two separate settlements, both in the proximity of Jerusalem, sometimes referred to as the Upper and Lower Beth Horon. 12 Beth Horon is also mentioned in a Hebrew ostracon from Tel Kissel and in an Egyptian topographical list from the reign of Shoshenkai. 12 It has also been proposed that a connection existed between his name and Horonaim, a city located in Moab. 12 A further toponym which might at least be cognate with Hauron's name is Hauron. 26. The worship of Hauron continued in Egypt as late as in the Set period, though his foreign origin was no longer remembered. 73 The so-called inventory stela, which despite its age mentions the Old Kingdom pharaoh Cheops, presumably because he was the first pharaoh to build his pyramid in Giza. 74 states that a temple dedicated to Hauron was located in the proximity of the Great. Explore our developer-friendly HTML to PDF API printed using PDF Crowd HTML to PDF. The inventory stela Sphinx of Giza, next to ones dedicated to Isis, mistress of the pyramids, and Osiris, lord of Ra-Zata. 75. The last known reference to Hauron is a Greek inscription from Delos from the 2nd century BCE, which refers to a deity named Oronas. 71 and states that he was worshipped in Jamnia alongside Heracles, possibly to be understood as Melkart in this case 30, and that all offerings were viewed as appropriate for him, except for goats. 20 Since this city is located in the historical Philistia, the presence of Hauron in the local pantheon might indicate that the Philistines at some point incorporated Canaanite deities into their own beliefs. 76 Brian Peckham argued that Hauron was introduced into this area by Judeans. 77. See also edit. Canaanite religion. Horus, Egyptian deity. References edit. 1 ABCD Hart 2005, p. 66. 2 ABCD Zivi Kosh 2004, p. 44. 3 ABCD Frayne and Stuckey 2021, p. 125. 4 AB Bourdrouille and Pardee 2009, p. 315. 5 ABC Krebernick 2013, p. 207. 6 AB Zivi Kosh 2011, p. 5. 7 AB Quack 2015, p. 263. 8 AB Tronecker 2001, p. 107. 9 Lillyquist 1994, p. 96. 10 AB Van Dijk 1989, p. 59. 11 ABC Van Dijk 1989, p. 62. 12 ABCDEFG Ruderswerden 1999, p. 425. 13 ABC Wyatt 2007, p. 162. 14 Ramauni 2008, pages 176-177. 15 ABC Lewis 2011, p. 208. 16 Ramauni 2008, p. 177. 17 Ramauni 2008, pages 201-202. 18 A. B. Lewis 2014, p. 14. 19 Lewis 2014, p. 20. 20 A. B. C. D. E. F. Ruderswerden 1999, p. 426. 21 A. B. C. Wilkinson 2003, p. 108. 22 Van Dijck 1989, p. 63. Explore our developer-friendly HTML to PDF API printed using PDF Crowd HTML to PDF. 23 A. B. C. D. Pardee 2002, p. 188. 24 A. B. C. Watson 2004, p. 134. 25 A. B. C. D. Del Olmo Leet and Rowe 2014, p. 31. 26 A. B. C. Wyatt 2007, p. 161. 27 Del Olmo Leet and Rowe 2014, p. 194. 28 Pardee 2002, p. 278. 29 Pardee 2002, p. 101. 30 A. B. Van Dijck 1989, p. 60. 31 Nakata 1995, p. 253. 32 Van Dijck 1989, pages 59-60. 33 N. A. Amon 1990, pages 252-253. 34 A. B. N. A. Amon 1990, p. 253. 35 N. A. Amon 1990, p. 254. 36 Day 1999, p. 36. 37 Streck 2001, p. 519. 38 Del Olmo Leet and Rowe 2014, pages 161-162. 39 Lewis 2011, p. 213. 40 A. B. Del Olmo Leet and Rowe 2014, p. 32. 41 Wiggins 1996, pages 338-339. 42 A. B. Wiggins 1996, p. 340. 43 A. B. C. D. Pardee 2002, p. 172. 44 Van Dijck 1989, p. 61. 45 Del Olmo Leet and Rowe 2014, pages 32-33. 46 Wiggins 1996, pages 339-340. 47 Wiggins 1996, p. 339. 48 Wiggins 1996, pages 340-341. 49 Del Olmo Leet and Rowe 2014, pages 191-194. 50 Pardee 2002, p. 173. 51 Del Olmo Leet and Rowe 2014, p. 122. 52 Pardee 2002, p. 178. 53 Wiggins 1996, p. 341. 54 A. B. Lewis 2011, p. 207. 55 A. B. Lewis 2011, p. 216. 56 Zvi Kosh 2011, p. 2. 57 A. B. C. Zvi Kosh 2004, p. 71. 58 Zvi Kosh 2004, p. 47. 59 A. B. C. Zvi Kosh 2004, p. 70. 60 A. B. Zvi Kosh 2004, p. 73. 61 A. B. Zvi Kosh 2004, p. 51. 62 Zvi Kosh 2004, p. 10. 63 Zvi Kosh 2004, p. 12. Explore our developer-friendly HTML to PDF API printed using PDF Crowd HTML to PDF. 64 A. B. C. D. Zvi Kosh 2004, p. 72. 65 Zvi Kosh 2011, p. 6. 66 Zvi Kosh 2004, p. 57. 67 Quack 2015, p. 264. 68 Lilyquist 1994, p. 98. 69 Zvi Kosh 2004, p. 55. 70 Zvi Kosh 2004, p. 56. 71 ABCD Zella 1988, p. 57. 72 Wiggins 2007, p. 211. 73 Zivikosh 2004, p. 89. 74 Zivikosh 2004, p. 90. 75 Zivikosh 2004, p. 85. 76 Kletter, Ziffer and Zwickel 2010, p. 88. 77 Peckham 2014, p. 198. Bibliography Edit. Bourdrouille, Pierre, Pardee, Denis, 2009. A Manual of Ugaritic. Penn State University Press. doi, 10.1515/9781575066523. ISBN 978-1-57506-652-3. Day, Peggy L. 1999, Annat, in Vandertoorn, Carol, Becking, Bob, Van der Horst, Peter W. eds. Dictionary of Deities and Demons in the Bible, Eerdmans Publishing Company, ISBN 978-0-8028-2491. 2, retrieved August 21, 2022. Del Almolit, Gregorio, Ro, Ignacio Marquez, 2014. Incantations and Anti-Witchcraft Texts from Ugarit. Studies in Ancient Near Eastern Records, Sainer. De Gruyter. ISBN 978-1-61451-492-3. Retrieved August 19, 2022. Frayne, Douglas R., Stuckey, Johanna H. 2021. A Handbook of Gods and Goddesses of the Ancient Near East, 3000 Deities of Anatolia, Syria, Israel, Sumer, Babylonia, Assyria, and Elam. Penn State Press. ISBN 978-1-64602-129-1. Hart, George, 2005. The Routledge Dictionary of Egyptian Gods and Goddesses. Routledge. ISBN 978. 1-134-28424-5. Retrieved August 21, 2022. Kletter, Raz, Ziffer, Irit, Zwickel, Wolfgang, 2010. Yavnet. St. Paul. ISBN 978-3-7278-1667-3. Retrieved August 21, 2022. Krebernick, Manfred, 2013. Gensatsverstellingen in Ugarit. In Bukovec, Predrag, Kolkman Klamt. Barbara, eds. Gensatsverstellingen im Orient, in German. Verlag Dr. Kova. ISBN 978-3-8300-6940-9. OCLC 8543472004. Lewis, Theodore J. 2011. Athtartu's Incantations and the Use of Divine Names as Weapons. Journal of Near Eastern Studies. 70, 2. University of Chicago Press, 207227. doi, 10.1086/661117. ISSN 0022. 2968. S2CID 1640190024. Lewis, Theodore J. 2014. The Identity and Function of Ugaritic Shatikatu, a Divinely Made Apotropaic Figure. Journal of Ancient Near Eastern Religions. 14, 1. Brill, 128. doi, 10.1163/156922124. 12341255. ISSN 1569-2116. Lillyquist, Christine, 1994. On the Introduction of Hauron in Egypt. Journal of the Society for the Study of Egyptian Antiquities. 24. Benben Publications. Explore our developer-friendly HTML to PDF API printed using PDF Crowd HTML to PDF. N.A. Aman, Nadav, 1990. On Gods and Scribal Traditions in the Amarna Letters. Ugarit Forskunjan. Band 22. Pages 247-255. Nakata, Ichiro, 1995. A Study of Women's Theophoric Personal Names in Old Babylonian Texts from Mari. Orient. 30 and 31. The Society for Near Eastern Studies in Japan, 234-253. doi, 10.5356/Orient 1960.30 and 31.234. ISSN 1884-1392. Pardee, Dennis, 2002. Ritual and Cult at Ugarit. Atlanta, Society of Biblical Literature. ISBN 978-90-04. 12657-2. OCLC 558437302. Peckham, J. Bryan, 2014. Phoenicia, Episodes and Anecdotes from the Ancient Mediterranean. Penn State Press. ISBN 978-1-57506-896-1. Retrieved August 21, 2022. Quack, Joachim F. 2015. Importing and Exporting Gods? On the Flow of Deities Between Egypt and its Neighboring Countries. Influctor, Ange, Scottily, Giventat, eds. The Dynamics of Transculturality. Concepts and Institutions in Motion. Cham. ISBN 978-3-319-09740-4. OCLC 8945544176. Ramani, Ika, 2008. Divine Epithets in the Ugaritic Alphabetic Texts. Leiden Boston, Brill. ISBN 978-90. 474-2300-3. OCLC 30434176-4. Ridderswoerden, Udo, 1999, Hauron, in van der Toorn, Carol, Becking, Bob, van der Horst, Peter W. eds. Dictionary of Deities and Demons in the Bible, Eerdmans Publishing Company, ISBN 978-0-8028-2491. 2. Retrieved August 20, 2022. Streck, Michael P. 2001, Ninerdis/Ning Ursu AI. In Mesopotamian, Rea Lexikon der Assyriologie, in German, retrieved August 21, 2022. Tronecker, Claude, 2001. The Gods of Egypt. Cornell University Press. ISBN 978-0-80143834-9. Retrieved August 21, 2022. Van Dijck, Jacobus, 1989. The Canaanite god Hauron and his cult in Egypt, PDF. Göttinger Misseln. Beitrag zur Ägyptologischen Diskussion. 107. Seminar für Ägyptologie der Universität Göttingen. ISSN 0344-385-X. Watson, Wilfred G. E. 2004. A Botanical Snapshot of Ugarit. Trees, Fruit, Plants, and Herbs in the Cuneiform Text. Alla Orientalis, Revistita Estudios del Próximo Oriente Antiguo. 22, 1107-155. ISSN 0212-5730. S2CID 1114019115. Wiggins, Steve A. 1996. Shropshire, Lamp of the Gods. In Gibson, John C. L., Wyatt, Nicholas, Watson. Wilfred G. E., Lloyd, J. B. eds. Ugarit, Religion and Culture. Munster, Ugarit Verlag. ISBN 3-927120037-5. OCLC 360563889. Wiggins, Steve, 2007. A Reassessment of Asherah, with Further Considerations of the Goddess. Piscataway, New Jersey, Gorgias Press. ISBN 978-1-59333-717-9. OCLC 17104927-3. Wilkinson, Richard H. 2003. The Complete Gods and Goddesses of Ancient Egypt. The Complete Series. Thames and Hudson. ISBN 978-0-500-05120-7. Wyatt, Nicholas, 2007. Word of Tree and Whisper of Stone and Other Papers on Ugarishan Thought. Piscataway, New Jersey, Gorgias Press. ISBN 978-1-59333-716-2. OCLC 1715541996. Zella, Paolo, 1988. Diugarit Allah Fennessy, Sur les traces de Rachab, Hauron, Eshmun. Die Welt des Orients, in French. 19. Vandenhoek and Ruprecht, GmbH and Co. KG 4564. ISSN 0043-2547. Jaster 25683289. Retrieved August 20, 2022. Zivikosh, Christian, 2004. Sphinx, History of a Monument, PDF. Cornell University Press. ISBN 978-0-8014-8954-9. Retrieved August 20, 2022. Explore our developer-friendly HTML to PDF API printed using PDF Crowd HTML to PDF. Zivikosh, Christian, 2011, Foreign Deities in Egypt, UCLA Encyclopedia of Egyptology, Open Version, retrieved August 20, 2022. Categories: Egyptian gods, Ugaritic deities, West Semitic gods, deities in the Hebrew Bible. Great Sphinx of Giza, magic gods, exorcism, falcon deities. Explore our developer-friendly HTML to PDF API printed using PDF Crowd HTML to PDF.